What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ash Kumra Show here on KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm your host with the most, Ash Diggity Kumra, and we have a very special guest. She's actually I'd say a four-time now. She's been on at least 3 times. She's a veteran, but she's also a veteran in the PR media space. Every time I talk to her, she's like accomplishing some milestone, some big dream that's being done, manifesting this. She's like, you talk about that book, The Secret. She's probably one of the living proofs of The Secret. We're very comfortable, so I can just banter with her like this. Raquel Figlo is in the house. How you doing, girl?
Doing amazing. Thank you again for having me.
Yes, yes. And so for those who don't know, Raquel is very, very successful. She has her own public relations and communications firm, and she is on a mission. What I like about Raquel is we all talk about in life, well, I should say we all, but many of us talk about our passions and how we want to make a career out of a passion. Raquel literally does that. In my opinion, she is able to take her passion for music and entertainment and has been able to turn it into a thriving career. And we're going to talk also about one of her other passions, which is live music, and how she was able to take her passion and her success in the music and entertainment PR game to make some changes locally in Irvine with the amphitheater project, which we'll get to. Let's not, I don't want to bring up any spoilers yet. First, for those who don't know about her, I wanted us to first talk to her about who she is. And so, Raquel, for those who don't know you, how did you break into PR? What's the story? How old are you? What happened? All that stuff.
Wow. I love this question because there was a time in my life when I wondered if what I was doing was the right choice. So it all has to do with live music here in Orange County. And I pursued a career in music because I went to my first concert at age 12 at Irvine Meadows here in Irvine, California. And when I saw Def Leppard and Ugly Kid Joe, I was like, how do I get in this industry? How do I get to be a part of this amazing event with these amazing people, with these rock stars? And I've just been obsessed with music ever since. And, through the years, I have raised in Orange County, having amazing parents, went to school here, went to Cal State Fullerton. My parents had an influence saying, you have to go to school and you have to get a degree. So, I was thinking about this question as I was coming here. I knew there was classes in music, but I decided to get like a formal education in communications. And from there, going to these shows, going to Irvine Meadows, which was right down the street, you meet people, you network. So if there's any advice I could give anyone listening, you definitely need to network in your field and don't give up on your passion. Just get into it. So, just meeting these bands, meeting security, meeting, the VIP people that did the shows, and going to school, I was able to keep those relations. So when I was out, I hit them up and I was like, hey, I'm out of school. Is there any opportunities out there? And believe it or not, it actually does happen. A friend of mine that I knew from a band from here and there, 7 degrees of separation, told me about an opportunity that was at the Key Club on Sunset Boulevard. So now I'm driving to the Key Club, which is now closed down, but it was legendary. They had every big band there. And anyways, I started working there. Met a magazine. You always have to say yes to life. Met a magazine called Rock and Roll Industries Magazine and became a music journalist for 8 years. And
Wow.
From there, I was like, I can do PR. I have the formal education of communications from Cal State Fullerton. I have a master's degree.
You have a master's?
I have a master's degree, yes. And I just said yes. They're asking me if I wrote, and I said I do. And my first publication was a 2-page spread on Zakk Wylde's book, Bringing Metal to the Children. And since then, I was
about? I'm curious.
It's actually about what we talk about all the time: positivity. Saying yes to life, just in a more hardcore, like his stories, of being on the road and whatnot. But it's all about, following your passion. And this is a long story, but I just want to tell you everything. But all those steps led to me where I am now. And the final one was after writing for this magazine, these bands, I was like, I want to do their PR. Like I think I can do their PR. So I just started asking bands, hey, I can promote you. I'm a really good promoter. I'm an event planner. I do this. And they started trusting me. And after having results and success, one thing led to another, and now I'm working with the bands I saw on stage 20 years ago.
Okay, so let's dive into that. What was the first band that you, I wouldn't say idolized, but you really were like in awe of, that you got to meet? Well, who was it and what was it like?
Oh my gosh, I think I mentioned this band in every interview that I do, but I don't care. Megadeth. Okay. Megadeth is like my all-time favorite in Danzig, and I'm currently working with the bassist of Danzig, Steve Zing. He has his own passion project called Black 29, and he just came out with an album, and I'm his publicist.
Wow. So what did you say to them when you first met them?
I've been going to concerts. I mean, the minute when I was 12, I went to that concert. I went with my mom, who's a huge supporter of me and in live music. I guess when I was 18, just like going to these shows and going backstage, meeting people, I kind of already knew these people. So it was like one of those things of being in the scene. You could see it as networking. I guess it was networking, right? Going backstage, getting autographs, saying hi, taking pictures. Next year, going, seeing the concert, seeing them walk by, asking for an autograph, getting a picture, so they start getting to know you. So when I was doing the music journalism for Rock and Roll Industries, it wasn't like, oh, who's this girl? They're like, oh, it's Raquel. And same with the PR. But the PR, though, however, obviously you gotta, they gotta trust you, and you gotta bring results. So that, with the education, the communications that I learned, right? I learned advertising in Cal State Fullerton, and PR and writing skills, communication skills, how to write proposals, how to even write, right? That's why education's so important. That stuff really helped me. And I was just like, dude, give me a break. I'll do it for free. Then I did it for $100. Then I did 150. Then I did 300. Then I did 500, and it went up from there to where now, this is all I do.
I love it. Let's talk about the personal side of you. Offline we talked about how you believe in manifesting and a healthy lifestyle, and you work out 5 times a day, or 5 times a week. Sorry. Talk to us about that journey. Where were you at, and where are you now with all that?
Sure. Geez, working out and all that stuff is like a yo-yo, right? Currently I am sober 5 months. Wow. And it's completely changed my life.
What was your lifestyle before sobriety, so people understand?
Wow. It's just how about this? This is my best answer. Being in the entertainment industry, there's always drinks and food. Right now, I'm trying to control the food part, but there is always drinks. And then you it doesn't get out of hand, but I'll just be brutally honest. For me, it just started getting out of hand. Like every day was a drink after work or a dinner with drinks. Yeah. And it always was really stressful to have to wake up, maybe not my best, not necessarily hungover, but even a couple glasses of wine kind of make you feel a little droggy, and then you're just not so present. Correct. I am probably the most clear I've ever been in my entire life. I feel better. You said I didn't age. Yes, my skin's better.
So what clarity did you get from the sobriety? This is inspirational for people who might be...
I know, and it's I don't know why it's hard for me. It's not hard for me to talk about, but I just want to have the best message out there. I just noticed it was a problem. It started affecting my work. And when it starts affecting your work, you gotta, you gotta be honest with yourself. And that's actually really hard for people to do, and even myself, because I knew I was tired. I knew I was constantly going out and going to events, having a drink, having 2 drinks, doing a dinner and an event, waking up at 5. We talk about waking up early, and I wake up early. That's hard to do when you're going to bed at 11, 10 after a couple of drinks or something like that. So, and then also the kind of clients I'm signing up now, it's not just music. I got into wellness and meditation, and that completely changed my perception in my life and everything. Yeah, one of my clients is called In Harmony Interactive, and they have these products that are meditation cushions that help you meditate within 11 minutes, and they have an app, and it's amazing. So I got into meditating, and it kind of just, and then you do your research, and you kind of you have to understand your client, right? So now I understand, just like that clean living, maybe eating less meat, maybe eating more vegetables. It all just becomes a way of life. But yeah, so yeah, 5 months ago I just was like, I'm just gonna stop drinking. I stopped cold turkey.
That's it. You just did cold turkey.
I did. And I had a lot of girlfriends, believe it or not, beautiful friends, young, in the industry, just that quit drinking too. It's like something, you could just, your body feels like it's just not working for you anymore. And it wasn't working for me anymore. I'm not young anymore, and that's okay. I'm okay not being young.
You are young.
I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, I'm in my 40s, and
yeah, but you don't act like your 40s. You don't
Thank
look
you.
like your 40s.
Thank you. Tell me more. Tell me more. But no, honestly, just your body doesn't respond the same. And you know what? It was just time to quit, and I'm okay with that. And who knows if I'll ever drink again. Right now, I don't need it, and I'm okay with that.
Well, I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's very great to hear for your sake.
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult to talk about, but I'm very proud of it now, and I think it's the best choice for me. And if I could help anyone, and if anybody needs help and wanted to reach out, and I'm open to talking. So,
last question about your routines, and then we'll get into the main topic, which is the amphitheater and all that. What is your kind of daily routine now like? I'm always curious. Like, what do you do? Like on an ideal day, let's say you're not traveling or you're not doing some covering an event or anything like that, or you're not going to a concert for one of your clients. Like, what would like a regular day look like for you? I'm more curious about the habits and mindset and what you do productivity wise, those kinds of habits.
So since I quit drinking, life is so much more calm. And at first I had a hard time with it. I always want to say boring, but I'm going to change my mindset and change that. But I just wanted to let you know that's what I would call it. I'm actually happy to be home, safe in my home, relaxed, time to my body and mind to recover. So ideally, I like to wake up between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. I still do make my cup of coffee. Recently, I have a pet bunny that I saved from the Orange County Animal Shelter, and he's just awesome. His name is Ross. So I spent a lot of time hanging out with him. Ross, they already gave him the name Ross.
Oh, okay.
And can you believe it? Ross and Raquel, Ross and Rachel from Friends. We were destined to be together.
Yeah, so funny.
He does his own thing, but a lot of just hanging out and resting and thinking about, what I need to do and having time to be able to do it, and going for walks. I work out 5 days a week with a personal trainer over in Lake Forest. It's called Undisputed Women's Gym. I highly recommend Undisputed. Yeah, it's intense. And then I walk around Mission Viejo Lake. So I do 2 hours of working out every day.
Wow.
And I started reading. I know that sounds silly, but I've been reading for a while. I'm in a book club for the last 3 years, so I should. So, okay, thanks for putting on the sponsor. It's no. Why did I forget the name? Kate Moglen. It's about these writers that are going to this house, and someone ends up dead. Yeah, she's really good, and I'll come back to that, but so just mystery kind of stuff. But so recently started playing my guitars again, which I've been wanting to do for years. I have so many of them, so that means no more manicures or getting my nails done. But just a lot of me time alone in my house, and I'm okay with that. It's not a bad thing. I don't get lonely where I need to call someone. It's I'm in my home, I'm safe, I'm happy, and it's just meantime.
Do you feel like you're making up for this alone time? So I agree with the alone time. I think it's a fine thing. I embrace it sometimes. I think we all need to recharge. Do you think that prior to the 5 months or prior to these changes that you've been making the last few years, you were just go and you didn't really
oh my gosh,
yourself, not think for yourself, but you know what I mean,
now I'm thinking for myself. I'm taking time for myself. I mean, I don't know, you go as far as taking baths, going shopping. I don't know, my kitchen appliances are all pink. I just got rid of everything and just bought all these really pretty pink Smeg appliances. I cleaned out every single drawer in my house that's how much time I've had. And I'm happy. All these things I wanted to do, I'm actually doing.
Yeah.
Filing my papers, getting rid of, Tupperware, buying new plates, getting rid of old plates. That stuff sounds silly, but it's like stuff that we
Clearing is
need.
such a beautiful thing.
Oh my gosh, cleaning out my closet and, just giving stuff to Goodwill to my friends, because I have really nice clothes. And so I give them to my friends and my housekeeper and, stuff like that. And, I don't know, I've heard this before, saying no is saying yes to yourself. And I believe that 100%. Even the people I hang out with, like just relationships, ending relationships with some people, or just not, and actually telling them, hey, we had a great time together, but this isn't, oh my gosh, serving me anymore. And it's true, it's not. This isn't serving me. We had a great time. Thank you.
It's like that Green Day song, Hope You Had the Time of Your Life.
Yeah, I don't know, it's come over me. I feel so different. You revived. Reborn. Oh my god, that's so weird. I don't know what the heck. I swear, it's too much clarity that it's like, yeah, I feel that. I'm being extremely sincere what I'm saying, because now I understand those words, why people say that stuff, why people say these, woohoo, voodoo, I don't know, these kind of words. So it feels good.
Okay, well, before we get into the main topic, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. It's nice to see you.
To see your journey over the last few years. And every time I see you every year, it's like, wow, keep leveling up. So
leveling up.
Who knows
Thanks.
what's going to happen next year. So, and I like the fact that you're content with yourself. I like the fact that I really like. So one of the substantive things I got from this conversation was embracing that alone time. I think people need to hear more of that, where it's okay to not go out every night. It's okay to not be feeling FOMO and all that stuff. So that's cool. That's really cool. That's really good.
Believe me, sometimes I'm like, wait, why am I home? And then I think out, like, if I went out, not that it would be bad, but I'm like, okay, do I really need to do that? No. And then you just got to change your mindset and be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to put on some TV or read a book, or I'm going out tomorrow kind of thing, but you don't always need to be there. And I was always like, that missing out syndrome kind of thing, where I had to be there because I'm a publicist. I need to be there for my clients, go to their shows, but I can be there. I'm there in other ways, right? Yeah. And if I'm tired and my body doesn't want to go somewhere, like I feel kind of worn out, then that's okay. I can say no, because then I'm just taking care of myself, and I think I'm putting myself and Ross first.
I love it, Ross. Let's talk about let's take a step back. So let me tell you, one of the reasons why you're on this show right now is our common friend Rachel Luria. We had Chairman Wagner on the show, and
Rachel's everything.
Rachel's amazing.
She's a very good friend of mine. I love her.
And we were talking about just the Irvine Amphitheater, because that was an initiative that Dawn liked to talk about, Mr. Wagner, and I saw I saw Tommy Lee.
Yes. Can you believe, that's incredible. And Def Leppard.
And Def Leppard. And so I was like, Rachel, how did you, she's like, Raquel. I'm like, oh, I know Raquel. We go back. And so that's what piqued my initial interest in this Irvine Amphitheater initiative. And then just digging into it further, it's an interesting initiative. So before we get into the results and what you did, let people know what exactly was happening prior to what you and everyone did.
So if you guys recall the beginning of my story, the whole reason why I followed my passion into music was the first time I saw Ugly Kid Joe, who's coming back to Orange County, by the way.
Nice.
At the Garden Amp, which is another amazing outdoor venue. It's smaller, but amazing, so go check it out. And Def Leppard, when I saw them, that changed my life. I was like, I need to be a part of this. This is what I'm destined to be a part of, but how do you do it, right? So having Irvine Meadows right down the street from me, I was raised in Mission Viejo.
Okay.
I still live in Orange County, because Orange County rules, by the way. We all know that. having that venue there, being able to go down there, go to see shows and be safe in your neighborhood and be able to get home safely, not have to drive all the way to San Diego or Los Angeles into neighborhoods we're not familiar with. This is right down the street for me. It made such an impact on my life, like to have those bands there. I saw Gwen Stefani there. Took my mother to see Gwen Stefani. Metallica. I met James Hetfield backstage.
I saw DMX.
Yes, DMX. Yeah, I saw K-Rock Weenie Rose. K-Rock Weenie Rose was there. And then I have a younger brother who's 16 years younger. As he grew up, I took him to Irvine Meadows, and this is something I talked about when I was doing all those social posts for that, you know, the activism, to initiate those 14,000 seats. It's a family affair. Being right here in Orange County, it's so safe here. Actually, I think Orange County is one of the safest, right? I've heard that before about Mission Viejo.
It's very safe.
Very, very safe. You know, taking my little brother when I was in my 20s to these shows, and taking my mom. Me and my mom saw Black Sabbath and waited in line to meet Black Sabbath backstage. In line, I met Fender. Still friends with the guys at Fender's. They put new pickups and stuff on my Fender guitar that I still have. I think they put Mother of Pearl on it. You know, it's like the people you meet, the connections you make. And now, when I was writing for the magazine, we met people from Fender, and then we go to this event called NAMM. It's just such a full circle for me that amphitheater made such a big difference in my life. And when I heard that this amphitheater wasn't going to go through, I was like, I have to do something. And I didn't know, of course I know Rachel. I think she was, you know, part of it. We saw each other there, but to have my friends, you know, I reached out to all my friends to get behind it. I reached out to Megadeth, David Ellison, who was in it.
Let's take a step back now.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We got into why the amphitheater means a lot. Yes.
Yes. So so having that there, you know, initiated my passion, and I hope it does that for other young boys and girls that can be like, it's attainable to follow your dreams and your passions.
What was happening with the city of Irvine? Talk us about that.
Sure. So there was a memo saying that this might not happen, that it might be a smaller venue, 8,000, I think it was 8,000 seats. I mean, this just happened, you know, a couple months ago, but in February. And if we had an 8,000 seat venue, it would compete with Pacific Amphitheater, and all these venues would start closing down. There's no way they could compete. And 5 Point was only temporary. And if you've ever been to 5 Point Amphitheater, it's an amazing venue, but it was temporary. And if you look at the bleachers, they were, I mean, you know, just didn't look very safe or fun. It just looked like something thrown there. Yes, it was good sound, but what we're supposed to have, this 14,000 seat venue with like all the different attractions around it, that is what we deserve. Irvine Meadows was 16,000, and it was promised to us that we would have our venue back.
Nice.
And for but for the city, I don't know. I mean, for it not to happen would be completely unfair, and it would smash all your children's dreams if it did not happen. I'm just kidding. But you know, basically.
That was what was at hand. So basically, the city of Irvine and other people involved were wanting to reduce the amount.
Yes, they wanted to, but that would be even worse. Oh, sorry, one last thing. Yes. If this 14,000 seat venue didn't happen, a lot of jobs would be lost. Not only would restaurants be affected, hotels be affected, other people in different outside of Los Angeles, and they were trying to say this was an Irvine issue. What about all the people that can afford to live in Irvine? I mean, you'd be affecting so many different lives and families and children, and a lot of people came together, and my clients came together, my friends came together. One of them is Crazy Tomes. If you guys saw during the city council, Crazy Tomes is the guitarist and singer-songwriter that wrote a couple of songs. One saying, "Lighten Up Larry," to Larry Agron, and that was kind of cool. It was all in good spirits, positivity, nothing bad. So all we want is our amphitheater.
After that? So you decided.
So we had to come back again, and the second time we wrote another song, and it was really well received, and we had, I think, over 100 people there. Social Distortion came out. Carrie from Social Distortion, also oh my gosh, Wango Tango, yeah, it came out as well. I was in the OC register. Thank you. Voice of OC. Thank you. You know, I mean, honestly, this is all just getting back what was promised to us, and it's not going to hurt anyone. It's a great venue.
So what happened after that?
Oh, sorry. It's so at the end, up until midnight. It was all the way up until midnight that they finally said, okay, yes, 14,000 seat venue, between 10 and 14. Nice. But until it happens, the reason why I'm here is to get the message out that we still need to be aware and be on top of this. Just because it's not one of those issues that because it's not on social media anymore or because it's not in the papers that this issue is gone. No, it's still happening, and I'm making sure that it's still in your ear and in your face to maybe wake some people up and want this for themselves, for their family, for their children. It can mean jobs. Like, wouldn't you want a job as a, I don't know, security, cashier, volunteer? Yes, all of those things are good for the community.
I love that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
What did you learn from this? Because I'm assuming you haven't done a lot of activism kind of work.
No. What have I learned? That I've learned in the power of community. Okay. Of community. My friends, people I didn't even saw my post and came together to support this cause. And I met new friends at Live Nation, this lady named Ruth, who's in real estate. She wants this because it'll bring business to her. We became friends, closer to my clients. I got them exposure too, just like, be a part of this. Just believe me, trust me that this will be good for you. They're like, well, I don't know, people are shy to put their face out there. I am not shy. I'm a publicist. If you can't, if you're shy, hire me and I'll make sure people know you. But it's my job. And honestly, because I'm so passionate about it, it was easy for me to be like, I'm going to put myself out there. That's and great. You have to. And that's what people are so afraid of, is they don't want to put themselves out there.
Okay. So what's next in this whole situation? What are you now trying to do?
What have I tried to do? Make sure that this 14,000 seat venue happens. I will be, doing more interviews, going to more podcasts, hopefully television next. Nice. Hello. And keep working with bands, big and small, because I'm all about, getting the next band noticed. And I don't know, just living a happy life, a sober life, a life with passion and intent.
I love it. Well, before we go, what is a quote you live by that you'd love to share with others?
Oh, it's on my website. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. What is it? It's by John Waters. Okay. Find a career that you love so you don't have to be around jerks or something like that. It's about finding your passion. Are you looking it up? It's
No.
Okay. Yeah. Just find something you're good at so you don't have to be around jerks. Being your own boss. And that's actually what I've done. I've paid my own way. I am my own boss, and I like working with myself.
I love that.
Oh yeah. So that's my quote. Just find your passion is basically it. So whether you don't have to put up with other BS.
Well, Raquel, it's always a pleasure having you on. This is fun. I'm really, really happy for you with fulfilling your passion of music and turning it into being a community leader and making change locally. I've been to the amphitheater too. We talked about it. Like, I went to DMX when I was 18. And
yes. What did you like about Irvine Meadows?
It's what you said. It's family friendly. Oh my gosh!
It was huge.
I went to a Drake concert there too. Drake and Lil Wayne.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So
I love
Drake and Lil Wayne, and this was like before
they were big or what?
No, Lil Wayne was big, but Drake was Drake was in his prime. This was in like 15, 16. Yeah.
Okay, right before it was about to close. Yeah.
Like, it was great, and I just remembered how easy it was, how much
close
it was,
outside.
Parking,
it was so beautiful. Oh my gosh! Outside venue.
Weather was beautiful. It was such a great day. So no, I'm so happy. Speaking from experience, I love live concerts, and not a lot of these in Orange County that of that magnitude, at least in that
Yeah,
part of Orange County.
And what else? And it really made a name for Orange County. One last thing, it really made a name for Orange County. What else do we have? Yes, we have the, the beaches, but we have shopping malls and houses. We cannot just all be homes. We need some outdoor activity.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got.
No problem. Where can people find you before we go?
You guys can find me on all the socials, Raquel Figlo PR or Raquel Figlo. And my website is raquelfiglo.com.
Well, you just heard another episode of the Ash Kumra Show, and we are going to be wishing Raquel well in her endeavors and can't wait to see what else happens for our... It's like an annual physical.
Yeah, till next year.
Till next year, annual checkup. So we'll see what happens. We are going to play a little music. We have a game coming on in a little bit, UCI basketball. So right now, play some music till the show comes on.